Hey, what's up? This is your boy Elijah, aka right now it's called Home with Dad. We'll think of something later, possibly. You know, um, I wanted to talk about the whole reason of why I started this particular channel, and then I'm gonna tell you how being a dad has changed me. The reason why I started the channel is because there's not a lot of positive things about dads on YouTube or on social media or in the public sector either, in my estimation. And so I felt led to do something different and to start talking about and talking with those dads that are making an impact on their kids' lives or lives, shall I say? Because as you may or may not know, studies have gone on to say how influential a two parent household is, and how that dad is a major factor in the development of the kid. I was a teacher for 11 years, and I saw it on a regular basis of the differences between a child that had a dad in the house, a productive dad at that. Um, Meaning, what I mean by productive is someone that is active in their lives, going to games or a constant type of conversation with them about school, about athletics, about life, or extracurricular activities. Doesn't have to be sports, right? And so I've been on this journey of interviewing about 50 some men, dads, about what is it that they do in their house to to influence the generation of families inside their home, i.e., their kids. And so it may be another video where I explain to you the things that I've learned from those particular men in the conversations that I've had with them. But I want to talk to you about how being a dad uh, changed me. You know, being a dad has changed me in understanding that I don't do this for myself. It has changed me to understand that when I'm working, that I'm working for them. I'm still a little selfish at times. I can say that. I can be honest about that. But oftentimes I'm thinking about them, and if I spend this particular amount of money, what is it that I'm taking away from my kids? And those that don't know, I have four. Currently at the taping of this video, they are 12, 9, about to be 10, 7, and 3. And I am in my 40s, and I could have started sooner. Thankfully, uh, I would say yes. Thankfully, I didn't. I don't know. There were definitely times of promiscuity, if I can use that word, that it could have happened, and things would have been different. So I definitely don't want to belabor that point about uh, men that have a lot of baby mamas, especially early on, because it could have been me. And then that's the purpose of the conversation of how it has changed me. Having kids have changed me. My first kid, I remember holding her and realizing that there's no reason for me to leave. I wanted to make sure that I gave her everything that she needed. I wanted to be that fun dad, but that structured dad. I wanted to be the man that she would, some resemblance of the guy that she would marry. And so that meant that I had to treat my wife differently. Early on, that was a struggle for me because I felt like in my marriage that whatever I said goes, or we needed to be on the same page all the time. And of course, you need to be on the same page, but it's not. It doesn't go without a conversation about what's going to be best. Even if I say this is what we're going to do, as the man of the house, I still need to get feedback from my wife, right? And so kids taught me um, that I needed to treat my wife differently and better. And one of the things, again, that I struggled with was how I communicated with her in front of them, early on, but as they got older, especially with the 12-year-old being a young lady, I wanted her to see how a man should treat her. And of course, I want that for my sons, but subconsciously, I'm more aware of my daughters because they are going to be the submissive person in the relationship, and so I wanted them to be able to know what it looks like, what they need to be looking for in a husband. And so it also made me have I guess be more serious at times. Having kids made me more serious because I don't really laugh a lot, as my kids would say, mainly because I'm typically on my grind trying to figure out what's the next thing that I need to do to get done, so that we can have financial stability, we can have vacation, or we got to pay for this, we got to be prepared for this or that, however you want to look at it. And as I'm saying that, I think it's really important for me to laugh more often around my kids. I definitely do laugh when we're watching videos. Right now, we're watching Family Matters on Hulu, and I'm able to talk to them about why this dude is such a bad dad, what's going on between the dynamics of him, and his family, and those are type of tendencies you should stay away from. And so being a dad has also taught me patience. It's crazy. It taught me that, yes, I'm gonna have to tell them more than once about my expectation for them. I may have to tell them more than 2 times, and depending on their age, determines the type of feedback that I'm gonna give them. So it's important for me to be aware of their learning abilities, just like I would do if I was their boss or if I was their teacher. So patience has been a big thing that I've learned, and I see myself not doing that well in the patient department, depending on the scenario that's taking place, especially when I have all of them together and the youngest one wants the most attention. So she's calling my name while the other people are trying to call my name or trying to tell me something, because when I'm working, nobody is really talking to me. I come back to the room and I have my conversations with my client, not clients, but with there'll be clients, or I'm having, to write something. I'm needing my own space, right? And so they don't have as much access to me during the day. However, they have way more access to me than many other fathers, I'm sure, because I'm here at the house, and I make time. I make time for them. So being a dad has also helped me realize how to structure my time to dedicate towards them and make it intentional decision to say, this is the time that we're going to go hang out. This is what we're going to do. Right. And even if it may be me playing basketball with them, or even if it's me showing them how to play baseball or softball or catching with them, then they know that we're hanging out together, even if it's something of a tutorial of something, because for me, I want to have these conversations with them during the process of learning a skill set, right? Because it gets them to understand how I can learn how to parent. So, and I can also help them be prepared for when they have a coach that may be either structured or disciplined as I'm trying to be. And so another thing about being a father is taught me to plan even more further ahead. So what I mean by that is that I am thinking about what it is that I'm saying and doing, and how that would affect them in their own relationships. So I'm thinking about, how am I as a dad affecting how they will be a husband or a wife, in their relationship. I got that from, I can't remember this guy's name. He was on Growing Pains though, and he had the conversation. He was Michael Seaver or something like that. I can't think of his name at all. But Kirk Cameron, thank you. That's his name, Kirk Cameron. So I've learned several different things about being a dad. I also, the thing about what I've learned about me as being a dad is that I have a long way to go. I am obviously, without saying, I've made mistakes in being able to parent my kids at certain times of their adolescency. It's taught me to apologize. That's how I learned to apologize, which was very challenging for me before I had kids, and and I made mistakes in front of them. And so I think that has helped them connect with me more. Me and my daughter, she's a talker, so we talk pretty regularly. If we're going off to a baseball, softball game or practice, right? Whereas my sons, I'm having to pry conversation out from them because that's not how men. That's not how men necessarily relate to one another, depending on the situation. But like today, my sons, we play video games, and that was the way that we connected because they requested that. I've set a standard of every day we're gonna hang out somehow or another, and so how being a dad has impacted me in a major way, and I want to be the greatest dad ever. That's what I want, and that's my goal. So I challenge you to women to find men who will be good fathers. That means you may have to change something about yourself. Also, congratulate and pat him on the back if he is a good dad, a good father. Tell him good job and how you appreciate him. Let him know what it is that he's doing well. And then for the men out there that are not taking care of their business, y'all got to step up. Please stop making these ladies single mothers. If you're going to procreate with them, then you need to, in my estimation, you should marry them because you have just devalued them as well as they've devalued themselves. But at the end of the day, if you rock with, if you all come together for the sake of the kid, that kid will have a much better life. So that's just my little side note. Thank you so much for your time. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back at this every Saturday at 5. Either it's me or a guest, as well as on Tuesdays at 6. I'm trying to be consistent and help me get to 1 million subscribers. We out here. Deuces.